The waiting is over, everyone. I got my test results today. So am I riddled with cancer? Has it spread? Will I need an operation or chemo or both? What is going to happen next? Come this way and find out. Welcome to my YouTooSpain diary. Hi, Scats here. It's Friday, February the 16th. Well, it will be when this video comes out because right now it's Thursday. That's why I'm relatively happy, and I'm recording this introduction in advance so I've got less to do on Friday. This me here right now doesn't know the results yet, but I'm not going to be this me for much longer. I know you're as eager as I am to find out the results, but let me just say thank you so much once again for all of the messages of love and support and advice and your positive stories. You've really helped me through the awful waiting. It feels like you're all on a journey with me, and that's very comforting. I could talk about what I've been doing this week, but none of it seems quite as important as what's going to happen tomorrow. I'll just say that my head has been going through all of the possibilities of what the results could be over and over and over again. Liz has been finding out as much information as she can, and pardon the cliche, but it's been a roller coaster of emotions. What more can I say? Except one thing that's happening right now. I got the shock of my life as I was coming out of the house to head to the office to do this. There was thick smoke and the sound of fire. Now, the last time this happened was when there was a wildfire only 50 metres up the road that way, and we were ready to evacuate. That was so scary, and it happened twice within just over a week. This time, however, it's the lads in the next property burning some garden waste. The flames, though, they're licking up towards the pine tree, which is just there in our garden, and I can't say that I'm not on edge. But there's more than one person down there looking after the fire, so hopefully they're very good at it and being responsible. It's a bit smoky in here. My throat's a bit tight. It's the last thing we need, really, worrying about the office and the house going up in flames. And if that pine tree full of cones starts exploding all over the place, then, well, we're in huge trouble. It would be absolutely catastrophic. I'm not exaggerating either. Pine cones, they're fire starters, you know. It's quite a good metaphor for cancer, isn't it? I can smell the smoke and hear the flames, but I have no control over what's going to happen. Oh well, let's stop beating about the bush then. In a moment, I'm going to wave my arms and transform into me on Friday, when I'll have been to the hospital and got the results and the diagnosis and the prognosis, in fact all of the gnosis. Ha ha ha, one final laugh before I head into the abyss. After I transform, I'll already have sent messages to friends and spoken to those closest to me, and possibly had a drink on the seafront, as has become the tradition. My very good friend Chris will be with us tomorrow for support, and in case we need a translator. So take a deep breath. Here we go. Hello Friday. Hello Friday. Yes, I'm back from the hospital after a rather extended visit to the Norwegian cafe and also to the French cafe. Yes, I did both today on the coast, on the way back along the coast, for a wine or two, just a little drinky, as has become our tradition, and also some gorgeous tapas, because I can still. As you can see, I'm in a relatively good mood, and it's not just the wine talking. So, well, I do have bad news, and I have some good news, and I have some other bad news, then some okay news, because that's apparently how cancer reveals itself. So, bad news first, it is cancer. Yeah, I know. Not really a huge shock. I was kind of assuming it was going to be that way, so therefore it wasn't such a shock. There's me being pessimistic, so I could be optimistic. Anyway, good news though. It doesn't look like it's metastasized, which is a nice word that I've learnt the meaning of after watching lots of medical dramas on the telly. What it means is that it's not spread outside the colon into any other organs as far as they can tell from the scans. So that is really good news. It's contained. Bad news though, it's quite big. I don't know if I told you before, but I've called my lesion Freddy. Oh yes, Freddy. Actually, I'm going to say tumour. Yes, let's call the bastard what he is. So Freddy the bastard is a bit of a beast, which means he's close either side, or rather top and bottom, that's the way he is, to other things such as the delightfully named rectum. That's a lovely new word. That's not a new word at all. We all know what rectum is. And that means they can't just cut him out and sew the ends back together, not without leaving me needing a stoma bag for life, which is one of those things they attach to the outside of your body, and all of the poo goes in there and you have to have your arse sewn up. So I'll be unable to use my arse between now and death. So therefore, bad news again, I'm going to need something to shrink Freddy down. I'm going to need chemo and radiotherapy to shrink down Freddy the bastard, so the margins either side to cut into, the margins of this grumpy ass fascist are wide enough to slice into and reattach. There you go. So good news time. The survival statistics for this kind of Freddy cancer are pretty good, and I'm young enough for it to be the right thing to do, to attack him vigorously, shrink him down and cut him out without leaving me totally arseless forever. There you go, arseless. You can use that word too. Please do it in normal conversation. Arseless, metastasis and Freddy. So, any more news? Well, yes, I have to wait now for the oncologist appointment. Oncologist? You can use that word as well if you want. It's pretty specific. That means he's the cancer specialist, the cancer doctor, consultant, who will know in a lot more detail what drugs they'll use, what stage of cancer this is. Liz thinks it's stage 3, probably. Anyway, we'll go into that on the next video diary. He'll also tell me how many times they'll need to treat me, how long this is going to go on, and of course confirm whether or not Freddy has metastasized, because only the oncologist can say that for definite. All I know is that now I'm going to be called in the next 2 weeks with a date to see him or her. The oncologist could be a her, I shouldn't be sexist. That appointment's going to be in Malaga rather than in the Vélez Malaga hospital that's closer to home. That's not a problem, it's only half an hour further away, and I'm willing to go through that so that Freddy can be shrunk. I say they'll call me, actually they're going to call Chris from Upsticks, and then he'll call me, because they now have his number as well as mine. It sounds a bit weird now to call him Chris from Upsticks. I'm just so used to calling him that when he's on the programmes with me on the Saturday mornings, when he's so extremely helpful. I'm just so used to calling him that as his title. It's like calling him Robin of Sherwood. It's a lovely little title, isn't it? Chris of Upsticks. Anyway, I should be saying my best mate Chris, because he deserves a much more personal title. He's been amazing. He was there with me and Liz today, translating, supporting, and also very noble of him, helping us to have a drink afterwards. And he's also created the hashtag FOF, which stands for Feck Off Freddy. Please feel free to use it as much as possible. And also, when you raise a glass to make a toast, don't forget to say, still alive, because we all are. Right then, in a moment I'm going to leave it there for this week. I do have some more people to tell the good news and the bad news and the other good news and all of the other relatively good newses and bad newses. It's been one long round of messages. I hope I got a message through to you, and that this video isn't a shock to you. But anyway, keep following the story. This is just the beginning of a long and potentially very tiring journey. I hope it's helping you in some way. If you've got any kind of pains and anything that's suspicious, and it's maybe been there a while and you've just gone, I'll come and see the doctor one day, go now. Make an appointment and get it sorted out. At least get it looked at, get it tested, because you could be saving your life. I've hopefully caught mine in time, and hopefully I'll be here on this planet going round this star for many, many more years. But you never know. This thing could take a few months, it could be a few years, and it could do me in the end. Or it could just go into remission and I'll never ever see Freddie again. I hope it goes that way. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you so much, everyone. If you're local, come and hear me sing while I still can. That sounds awful, but no, come and see me anyway. I'm brilliant. If you want to leave me a message of support, then do so in the comments. If you want to buymeacoffee.com, then please do so. There's a link in the video description below. I'm not going to lie, money is going to be in short supply this year. I could end up penniless and poor, lying in a gutter somewhere, and that sounds a bit dramatic, but it's possible. I need to make more money than I did last year just for Liz and I to break even. And because this business has only just started, I don't make much from advertising revenue on here, so it relies on you giving donations and also joining the affiliate links below, using the services that YouTooSpain has, and hopefully that can get some passive income coming through, which will see me through as well as keeping me alive. So do that while I'm in my hospital bed, and I am so grateful. Right now I'm just concentrating on fighting Freddie the bastard, and I'll keep on doing this video diary as much as I can, whether I feel good or not. I'm going to keep telling you about it. I'll do it until he's beaten or I'm beaten, and it's going to be him, not me. Keep your fingers crossed, all of you lovely people. In the meantime, peace and love, peas and fluff, and raise your glass with me. Still alive, and for a long time, hopefully to you too. Let's keep going round this star for a few more revolutions, and of course, let's do the cancer dance.